Hey, hello everyone. If you're watching this or listening to this recording, my name is TJ Anderson. I am founder of Elevate Your State and creator of the Health Hacker Accelerator. And today I'm joined by not only a great friend, but a fellow health hacker, client of mine, a member of the health hacking movement that recently completed the 10-week Health Hacker Accelerator. So the Health Hacker Accelerator, the 10-week kind of group health mastermind, which you may have already learned a little bit more about. I'm joined today with Michael Caira, who just completed the accelerator. Michael, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, TJ.
Yeah. I'm excited to dive in today and spend 15 minutes or so about kind of your story, your background as it relates to health, and also your work lifestyle, and then your experience to the accelerator. To give kind of people an idea of what they can expect, but to also really kind of celebrate your own personal experience through it. So why don't you kick us off, Mike, with a little bit of background on yourself, personally, professionally, and health-wise.
Sure thing. Thank you. So, hey guys, Mike Caira here. I'm 28 years old, from Florida, currently live in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a financial wellness coach. I take people through a process to get themselves out of debt and into a life of financial independence. So what I've gone through here over the last several weeks has been something that has really shaped the way that I live my life and the way that I go, from day to day in terms of what I'm thinking about putting into my body. If I'm, watching Netflix and thinking about, I should probably be doing some stretching exercise or working out or something like that. But over the last several weeks, it's definitely gotten me more intentional with my days, getting more organized, especially around my overall health, right? So this was what it was all about. And what TJ was allowing us to do is discover ourselves in terms of figure out what works for us, what doesn't work for us, and work a plan and develop and create a customizable, not only like for a diet plan, but workout plan as well. And so that has helped me because I'm moving more, I'm getting out, I'm doing more things today than I've done in many, many years, specifically because of the lifestyle of, getting out of college and working and just getting out there and doing things that may not be exactly what we're supposed to be doing, like, having dessert every night or something to negatively affect our health in the long term. So this has really gotten me focused on the important things, such as not eating past 8 p.m. Specifically for me, I'm a night owl. I stay up pretty late. So typically with, eating snacks or eating, something after dinner was something that I needed to really take away and shift that from things that I'm doing later and things that I can definitely do still, maybe a little, sub in some healthier options there, but do them earlier. And so I've gotten a better morning routine. I've definitely gotten a better sleep routine or a night routine with not staying up so late, doing the work earlier in the morning to kind of kick off the day to be more productive, more energized with the different supplements that we've walked through and that I've discovered for myself that, again, are tailored specifically to my body and what works for me. And that was all through the process that we were taken through with a doctor who came in and individually did a session with us with TJ on the line to walk us through a very detailed and higher level blood test. So I haven't had, with moving around and different things, I really haven't had a one-on-one personal doctor. And, going through this process to get my health back in check with doing blood work that I haven't had done in years to discover some things that I had no idea that were negatively affecting my health, that were not allowing me to, let's say, lose the weight that I've been wanting to lose, with, different things with energy levels. So to your point about how I was before this and to where I am now, I wasn't necessarily having bad sleep, but I could tell that during the day, my energy levels were dropping, and not staying consistent or at that high level as they should be. And so through this process of learning about how light affects our day-to-day energy levels, and especially at night with being in a profession or just being a millennial, we're in front of screens all the time, whether it's at work or at home. And this blue light has been affecting my life quite a bit. So I've I've been educated and learned about these different things that have helped me, again, have a deeper sleep, more energy through the day, through, eating better and the supplements, again, different vitamins and some other things that you'll learn about through the program that will definitely level you up and become that health hacker that everybody, should be. And so it's, I've definitely learned a lot, things like how music can affect your body and emotions and energy and all this different things. I can tell you one thing before I break here for 1 second, is that the one-on-one help, TJ, that you've provided us through this program is extremely valuable. And that's one of the things that really got me to sign up and move forward with this, was not just knowing you as a friend for all these years, but specifically because I knew that this wasn't going to just be another like online course that you walk through on a self-paced, program,
Right.
But it was something that we would have weekly calls, one-on-one. We would have group calls where we could interact with other people, whether it was men or women, but to be able to feel, comfortable and confident that they may be going through the same thing. That was very helpful. And again, just the one-on-one is something that I think that everybody appreciates, and again, is extremely valuable to your success, because you want that guidance, you want that one-on-one customized service that you provide. So it was very, very good.
Great stuff. Yeah. Oh, Michael, thank you so much for sharing, my friend, a little bit about the experience of the accelerator, which I'll have some follow-up questions. We'll get into some more in a second. And so your background as like a financial wellness coach, I just want to first kind of just acknowledge you for all you've done in your life up to this point, as well as your health. But shout out, Mike is actually debt-free, and he spent the last few years really intentionally going after that, paying off debt. And so and so now you got your kind of career and your business and your money life taken care of, right? Yeah. That's pretty optimal. Yep. In contrast to the rest of the world, and headed in the right direction. And now through the accelerator, you really kind of invested both time, money, and energy into your health. And so what we kind of, what I'm personally passionate about and brought to you guys is the power of really using your health as an asset in your business, in your life, in your relationships, etc. So, I just wanted to acknowledge you for that. So, cool. So you love the kind of group component and also the private aspect, which is an option for people if that's of interest to work one-on-one, with me. But so specifically, like some of the kind of the problems leading up, you talked about. For you didn't have a ton of guidance on like fitness or nutrition. You had general like health awareness, right? Like what was your experience of health going into this? And also like what were some problems you were noticing specifically, in your lifestyle, in your energy before the accelerator?
So starting off, I've always been, a pretty self-aware guy as far as like what I'm putting into my body, but some of the things that we went through and that you took us through was being hyper aware of different ingredients and things that could definitely affect our genetic makeup. And as far as, what was affecting me or wasn't optimal before, I would definitely say, again, just coming back to the foods and stuff, as far as the recipes, the different things that you guys have tailored individually for us was very helpful, because there's things that, of course, again, back to the blood work part of the program, that I discovered for myself that I had no idea were affecting me negatively, where, let's say this particular thing was affecting my ability to lose weight, right? So we needed to work on this specific thing in order to fix the puzzle pieces down the road.
And you learn that through the advanced blood testing and exactly. The consultation with the naturopath doctor.
Exactly. And that's something that's never, and I'm not somebody who's never gone to the doctor or, never had blood work done. I've had blood work done several times, but no one's ever brought this up to me. And it's not something that probably didn't magically manifest itself over this short of, let's say 2 or 3 year period of time in between. I've had kind of a diagnosis or an overview of my health, right? And so I've been pretty, again, pretty healthy guy. I've never really had any huge issues, but something that, again, that was helpful for this was the specific supplements, high quality, good ingredient type of vitamins and other supplements that we were introduced to that would, again, get us up to that optimal level. And it's not, even specifically things like vitamin K and figuring out that I'm vitamin D deficient. And I mean, a lot of people are too, but some of these other things then were very helpful to discover because they are helping me even, now. I mean, no one's perfect and we're still a work in progress, right? But it has helped me significantly getting to this next step where we've now implemented a lot of these tools and the resources and things that we've learned through this program to get us to this next level for sure.
Cool. Awesome. That's great stuff. The customization,
Yes.
I often talk about like the 3 secrets to becoming an optimal health hacker. And number 1 is if you want optimization, if you desire like holistic health optimization, it starts with customization. And yes, there's something you can do in your own lifestyle to like customize your own personal plan. But at the end of the day, what we were able to do for you, Mike, is really kind of building a next level kind of health hacking team, right? So an all-star, the healthcare leader and Dr. Zagoni, so my naturopath I brought to the table, and you had a chance to learn from her about what's going on inside of your blood work and understanding of that and making sense of it. And then having like a customized nutrition and supplement game plan based on the blood work and the genetics. So, and the other thing I wanted to kind of highlight is I'm glad you appreciate the fact that this is not just another online like course.
Yeah.
And or, I often say it's not another coaching program, right? This is 10 weeks to invest in yourself and your health that might just add like 10 years to your life. And so tell me, like, what were some of the tell me about your experience throughout the accelerator in terms of the process, the 3-step health hacker formula of activate, elevate, and integrate. This idea of creating sustainable, healthy habits in a lifestyle. Tell me a little bit about your experience of that model.
Well, it's great because of the fact that you're taking someone who may not know a whole lot about, supplements or these health hacks, right? And you're taking them and you're educating them first. You're kind of giving them the information, you're giving them some tools, and you're allowing them to first take some baby steps into weaving that into their daily life, right? If they don't necessarily know how to implement that just yet, you're going to take them through that process to kind of look at it individually. Again, customization here is figuring out, okay, well, Mike didn't really have a morning routine that he did. So let's go ahead and fix that. Let's, he's not really eating breakfast, or he's, doing this or doing that. So let's possibly introduce tonics or, something to that effect that would help you kind of boost your energy throughout the day. And then now we need to figure out exactly what's that process look like for those things that are going in there, and the details as far as the ingredients in those different things that you're putting in your body. You're allowing you to go to the next step to figure out, okay, well, now we're integrating that into our life for, creating that habit, right? That long-term habit.
Yeah.
Any of the other steps, as far as working out or, figuring out what's going to be the best exercise specifically for you, you're going to, again, first learn about it. Then you're going to have a chance to work on that and get that into your daily routine. And you're going to integrate it into a long-term habit. Is that kind of what you were looking for?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And so to give a little bit more context for people, the process that I guide people through is this health hacker formula 3-step process, 10-week accelerator. So month 1, was activate, take inventory and take action. And so we had everyone do a lot of reflection in terms of kind of those
all kinds of
journaling, about your relationship with nutrition, taking a little bit of action in month one. It's activate, so you're kind of warming up. We focus on relationship with light, which you already mentioned, as far as like getting optimal sunlight during the right times of the day, and also blocking artificial blue light you mentioned from like technology and just
office space
and light bulbs. So that was like month one, activate. And then elevate is kind of taking it to the next level. We got into like customizing the functional movement plan based on your own posture assessment, and your goals and your blood work as well, because the blood work didn't just impact your nutrition and supplementation, but your movement can actually impact your blood work specifically, and which we learned that a little bit through the accelerator. So the point is that like activate, elevate, and then integrate. The final 2 weeks of the accelerator was really reflecting and, like you said, integrating these habits for the long term. Would you say you feel like, was it too much information, or was it delivered like sustainably? Like, because that's a challenge that people often have, is like,
overwhelmed.
Like, I don't have the time for this. This is too much. Like, tell me.
It works the same way in the financial wellness field. So I can definitely relate to that. But I would say that at first that's what I thought it was going to be. And again, going back to the one-on-one, you have the ability to ask questions. You have the ability to say, hey, I'm not really sure about this, or still confused about that. Those are things that you obviously help us kind of overcome. So I would say to somebody, go into it with an open mind, and that you're going to get exactly what you need at the right time. And you're going to be able to, figure that out as you go along. So with anything, go into it with an open mind and understand that this is the perfect amount of time to absorb and digest all of this information. And with your guidance, again, it helps with the implementation and the integration to your normal life. So in short, no, perfect amount of time, perfect amount of content, and that one-on-one ability to have those individual calls and whatnot allows you to kind of weave everything perfectly together.
Yeah, love it, man. Cool. Yes. So the option Mike's talking about is one of the levels of the accelerator is just group only, and then another is has the private calls. And Mike was involved in one of the higher levels that had the private calls. You also have private messaging with me directly now through a new app that we're using, a HIPAA compliant like health coaching platform, which Mike is about ready to get involved with. That'll be in the next accelerator. Cool. So it wasn't too much content. It was the perfect amount. And so you kind of felt confident and comfortable with your kind of approach with creating new habits in your lifestyle.
Yeah, and I'll add to that real quick if I can. We're all getting to the point in our lives where we're getting busy, busy with work, busy with relationships, busy with social life. All of these things are very important to health as well. But as far as going for going out there and participating in something like this is very, very important. Again, very valuable. And that is something where, if this is important to you, you'll make the time to integrate that in your life as far as the different calls and taking the steps to participate. Because if you don't participate, you're not going to get out of this the true value that's there. So it's something that you don't have to feel overwhelmed with another thing you got to add to your schedule, another thing you got to add to your plate. This works, and you participate, you get everything out of it that you put in.
Amen. Yeah. That's a great point. You get out of it what you put into it.
Yes.
And so and it wasn't too much. It was allowed to be integrated into your lifestyle, because I know you're a really busy guy, Mike, and all the guys so far. And
everybody is. Yeah.
Anyone in the world uses the excuse of busy. So
yes.
Cool.
We have it to this point. Before we move on real quick, you probably want to tell everybody that, you started out kind of throwing out some questions and asking first, but of course, like, integrating on our calendars, like for me, I gotta schedule. If it's not scheduled, it doesn't get done, right? So for me, as you know, one of the things that we did together was to begin kind of once we were starting integrating these processes, is that you put it on the calendar for me. You said, hey, 6 o'clock, that we agreed that's a time that works for me after work to go ahead and get some stretching, different exercises in.
A little bit of movement and stretching.
A little bit of movement, before dinner, all that kind of stuff. And that's really what helped me. It was one of those things as far as getting that on the calendar together. So that was just a quick little fun point I wanted to throw out.
Yeah, I'm glad you shared that, man. Yeah, it's all about getting creative and asking yourself. And I was there to help support and ask you, like, would this be of value?
Right.
Is this helpful to help hold us accountable and remind us every day about those opportunities during the day, those moments? Like, yes, we have, our work life. We might have a commute. We might have other responsibilities outside of work. And so creating new habits can be tough in the world we live in today. But we found together, a window for you that made the most sense to get in some extra stretching and flexibility and a little movement as well. So glad that was helpful. So a couple more questions here, and then kind of close out. So you talked about your experience after the fact. Like, so what happened after all of this? Like, what did you feel? What did you experience? You mentioned to me about your own personal kind of confidence and how that's gone up since the beginning of the accelerator. You mentioned like how you're no longer like scared of taking action towards becoming a healthier person because you really have the tools and resources to create those new healthy habits. And you talked about getting excited about getting healthy. Tell me more about like this excitement about getting healthy and like the confidence that you've built now through the accelerator and how that will help you long term.
Yeah, definitely. So the excitement is definitely coming from having a group setting, having the community around me, specifically, with what we're doing here, and overall just feeling healthier. Different things as far as your energy levels, the food that I'm putting in my body that equals those healthier and higher level energy levels is making me feel, again, more confident in my ability to continue doing this long term, and getting even more excited about the possibilities to come down the line as far as, getting even more in shape, feeling even better than I already do right now. All of these things are exciting because of the fact that, you may have definitely didn't feel this good, let's say, over a few months ago. I felt good, but I didn't feel great. You know what I mean? And there's a difference there, even though it doesn't sound that, marginal, but there's a huge difference in, kind of just treading along and feeling good and thinking that you're doing okay. Yeah. And like knowing exactly what you need to do for you, that's going to get you to that higher level. And that's what you provide here with the Health Hacker Accelerator. So that's why I'm excited, is because I know even with our ongoing support, education and whatnot is going to help me get to that point. But just having this community that we're building together is what's exciting. And so it's definitely something I'm looking forward to. And I appreciate you as a friend and also as my health coach.
Yeah. So. Great stuff, Mike. Yeah, you bet. And sometimes that's all it takes, is surrounding yourself with the right people for guidance and for accountability and like community inspiration. And so Mike referenced briefly kind of the ongoing into the future. What we're creating here is a really awesome, supportive, like-minded community. So Mike and the rest of the team, the people that went through the accelerator in class number 1 were invited and are all continuing on into the Health Hacker Club that we are creating ongoing. So that's a chance for you to stay engaged, stay motivated, and continue to build, like you said, get more energy and get more fit. Like, yes, you've made great progress and you can acknowledge yourself for that. And we can always stay hungry for more.
Right.
And I love the point about, because it is a subtle shift and not a lot of people might realize that. You almost don't know what's possible until you experience it. And so when you mentioned you went from feeling good or okay to feeling great, and like now you know what it's like to feel great, you really love that feeling of being great. And that was, as a result of the accelerator. It's a subtle increase, but it can have a big impact, you said, in terms of just like work energy, like mental energy, like all the way around then.
Yep.
Cool. Cool. Awesome. So last question, what would you say to someone that's, watching this and excited about what the Health Hacker Accelerator represents and might bring to them? But they might still have some questions or any words of wisdom that you might share with people to encourage them and give them that little spark to understand like what's really possible through the accelerator.
Sure thing. I'll try my best to keep this brief because, as you know, and probably everybody that knows me, is I can be a little bit long-winded. But I would just say that go into this with an open mind and be open to discovering things that you don't know. There's a lot that we don't know, and sometimes, especially around health, we can be a little apprehensive and a little bit scared or fearful as far as like, well, I don't really want to put in the work, or I know that I know I'm kind of, I'm a procrastinator, or lazy, or this and that and the other thing. All these different traits, like we've all had maybe at once, or a period of time in our life. And this particular program is one that will embrace those different things that may be negatively affecting your life and help you to turn those around. And so if you are looking for something that is again, customizable to you, something that most people don't have access to or have never had the chance to discover or experience, this is the program that's going to allow you to really open up and get true to what's going to work for you in that regard, as far as overall optimal health. So I could keep going, but if that's
pretty strong, man.
That's good. I'm going to stop right there.
I'm sure. And if people have any questions, they can maybe reach out to you and you can.
Oh yeah. And that's another thing. If anybody, you could throw me out there as, somebody they can contact, not only for financial wellness, but health questions. Hey, I know I can go to TJ, and that was one thing I was going to mention, is that honestly, just be comfortable and like put in a position where just reach out to you, because you're very approachable, you're very helpful, and you're very friendly and kind, and all those different things that you need. You don't need someone that's going to yell at you and tell you, no, don't do that. You're going to need someone who's going to embrace that thing about you and say, you know what, we're going to look at it from a different approach. We're going to see, let me ask you some different questions about how you live your life. What are things that are important to you? What are different goals that you may have for yourself? Even if you don't know those things, you're there to help us find and to discover those things for ourselves, and then take us on a path and let us continue down that path in a way that works for us.
Oh, amen, brother. I've received. Thank you for, acknowledging me as a great supporter, great coach for you, and not not yelling, forcing you. Yeah, we're not gonna. I'll hold people's feet to the fire when they're called to take action.
Oh yeah, definitely. As a good coach should. As a good coach should. Right.
Exactly. But yeah, giving room for you to grow and make progress in. And awesome, brother. Well, hey, thanks again for being a part of the accelerator.
Thank you.
And I love all the progress you've been making, and I can't wait to continue working with you, Mike. And yeah, as Mike said, feel free to reach out to him if you're looking for some financial wellness coaching. If you're wanting to get out of debt yourself, Mike's a great go-to for that. Or if you want to learn more about the experience of the accelerator, by all means, reach out to either Mike or myself. And if you are wondering here at the end of this case study of this video here, what's this red light shining on my face here? This is a topic. This is an aspect of the topic of light hacking that we go into detail inside of the accelerator in month 1. And so it's this little light I added to my desk. This is a full spectrum near infrared light that actually helps give energy, as opposed to the energy zapping artificial blue light that Mike mentioned that we were hacking throughout the accelerator. So Anyways, and Mike, we'll get you one of these here soon.
Yeah, man.
Attached to your desk when you get that taken care of.
Looking
Awesome,
forward to
brother.
it. Thanks, TJ. Appreciate it, man.
You bet. Take care.